So the American Prospect, they've been crushing it as of late. We've had David Dayen on, I think it was last week or maybe the week before. They had a report on Friday in conjunction with The Intercept. It was confirmed and expanded upon on Sunday by Reuters that Joe Biden is leaning toward two attorneys with deep experience advising monopoly platforms to head the antitrust division at the Department of Justice. I mean, this is when you talk about the revolving door and you talk about one of the problems, what is it? Regulatory capture. This is what this couldn't be a better example. Now, again, Joe Biden has not chosen these people yet, and one gets the sense that somebody's putting up a trial balloon. If these stories get out, you can, we will put a link at majority.fm to a petition that is being pushed by Public Citizen to prevent these people from sitting in these positions. One is Renata Hess, former Justice Department official, so she has some experience, worked under the Obama administration. She also worked with Ted Cruz, defending Google as a defendant 10 years ago. She helped shepherd the Amazon Whole Foods merger. I mean, we're talking about two of the biggest platforms here that have been engaged in what a lot of people think is antitrust violations for years.
And certainly Amazon has engaged in abusive workplace practices. So we're talking about
checks
Amazon
off every box.
The worst of the worst here.
She represented several pharmaceutical companies and other clients in antitrust cases. She is now the leading contender for the Assistant Attorney General for Antitrust. This is according to the Prospect and The Intercept on that Friday. There's another attorney, Juan Ortega, another Obama Justice Department veteran who defended J.P. Morgan Chase and several other financial firms in fraud cases and represented AT&T in its merger with Time Warner, also being considered. Now, look, I come from a long line of lawyers. I think that lawyers should be able to represent whomever they want in private practice. However, to handle these many cases, protecting against antitrust, the fact is that you are way more than likely to be inclined to seeing antitrust in a specific way.
You have relationships with the executives that you're supposed to be regulating. I mean, this is more than just revolving door. This is especially in the tech realm, because of the amount of donations that big tech funnels to Democratic politicians. You can only see this as corruption, in my view.
And we'd say that a couple of years ago, apparently Hess seemed to dismiss antitrust concerns from Google's control of the online search market. She said in a Federal Trade Commission hearing, when she was presumably not representing, the reason why people use Google search generally is because they like it better. Well, that may be the case, but when you push everything else out, I mean, it's just, look, we've talked about this many times on the show. There is a pre-Robert Bork / Ronald Reagan perspective on what antitrust and monopoly means and what is problematic about it. One is a measure of antitrust, just as does it provide cheap goods for consumers? And the other is, does antitrust provide an even playing field for competitors in a market? Does it protect citizens? Does it diminish corporate power? And it's the latter that I think we desperately need to reinstitute in this country. And you don't need to change any laws. It really comes down to personnel. Now, there's another apparently candidate, Jonathan Cantor, who has co-chaired the antitrust department in a large corporate firm, but has helped file suits against some of these big companies for their antitrust violations. So, like I say.
Yeah, and just quick point, the Democrats can't clutch their pearls about Trump's Twitter violations and social media violations and the spread of misinformation on Facebook, which is a massive problem, and other platforms, and then simultaneously appoint people who are not going to break them up. Those are inconsistent views, and it's based in corruption and donations and a way too cozy relationship between the Democratic Party and big tech.
Without a doubt. On the upside, great pick for the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Yeah.
Biden will nominate Rohit Chopra. He was at the, I think it was the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, an Elizabeth Warren acolyte. And as you know, she established that committee in the first place. So, but if folks want to find that petition to pressure Joe Biden on those antitrust things, we've got a link at majority.fm. If you missed any part of this show, check us out on Peacock. Find us on the Choice app, 5 p.m., 10 p.m., and then on demand. Check it out.